All right, guys, welcome to my channel, guys. So I don't know why some group of these religious personalities or personnel in Nigeria believes that an attack on Boko Haram is an attack on the Almighty Allah. All right, so I'm just trying to figure out that, but I don't know what's going on. All right, I don't know a lot for some time now. If you look on this, if you watch on social media, you'll see that a lot of the Nigerian politicians are now trying to make it look as if there was no fight at all. I listened to someone via YouTube, and this young man, he's a politician, he's a non-politician in Nigeria, was literally saying that there had been no attack of such. There is no Christian empires in Nigeria. There is no Christian genocide that is happening in Nigeria. And when I looked at it, you cannot argue that. All right, but we're just praying that whatever Trump has planned with his US military, they should be very, very fast. There are reasons why a lot of persons actually wants the US government to come and invade Nigeria with their military. One of the reasons is that the government has failed in their own area of duty, right? Thereby providing security to some of these guys. Yeah, just yesterday on the 6th of this November, we heard the news of a church that was attacked, and the church was demolished after unaliving people. The demolished church was demolished, and too many things happened. Same yesterday. But at this point, we say enough is enough. Right. So I'm going to allow you guys also listen to other conversations, and you will hear Sultan of Sokoto and some other um, Fulanis, all right, and some other Muslim brothers and sisters here in Nigeria that never believed in the Bibles. And you will hear these guys' opinion and their reasons, and the reasons why they believe that the life of one Boko Haram that is spied is more than the life of 100 Christians. Have you seen perception? So just going to allow you guys into that particular video update. So we have two different video updates. Please stay tuned and let's go into this together.
To steal away our resources. In the first instance, can I ask you, all these years you've been living in Nigeria, how much have you enjoyed the resources of this country? That's the question you ask yourself. They are the ones fueling, they are the ones empowering the bandits. You will see the video that you will watch. You will see the bandits moving around with AK-47, with sophisticated weapon, sponsored by politicians in this country. All right. In one of the videos, you will even hear one of the Fulani men, when they were called for them to surrender and all of that. And he was saying that government was the one that provided these things for them. He said, well, where can an ordinary Fulani man who is used to stick going with his cow have money to go and buy AK-47? These things are deliberate. These things are intentional. And it is not about Donald Trump, threatening that he's coming to war against Muslims. He cannot. He's saying, I am coming after the terrorists. So if now you say that the Muslims are being killed, why don't you open up your arms and say, come and partner with our government and deal with these terrorists? You will see the video that took place just last year or so, if I remember, of the American missionary that was taken by these terrorists, and they demanded 1 million. If not, they will kill him. America sent in their men from America, and they rescued this missionary unhurt. That is just one citizen. How can we be losing tens of thousands and we're politicking, talking all kinds of foolishness and nonsense over the lives of people? Blaming, it is not only Christian, it is Muslims also. So are we competing on the number of dates? The reality is that Christians were the first. Christians were being massacred based on their faith. There is a video you're going to see. And I challenge the chief of defense staff who came out to say there is no persecution of Christians in Nigeria. You are a liar. You're a liar. Just look at this video. This is something that happened the day before yesterday of a church that was demolished in Maiduguri. Just yesterday. We experienced one some few months ago. And I am asking the Borno State government to act on this matter. We will not take it lightly. We are all citizens in this country. You are living in a land where you as a Christian, you are not at liberty with certain, let me use the word, extremist Islamic worshippers. The killers that are killing the Muslims now, who are they? Are they Jews? Are they Americans? Are they not Muslims? Are they not terrorist Muslims? So why don't the Islamic Council come after them and say, look, it's time we go after people that are destroying our image and destroying our faith. You will never see any Christian attacking any community, not anywhere. Listen to this. I'm going to read it. Gumi tells Tinubu to cut ties with the US if Trump fails to withdraw military threat. Look at this Gumi. Listen to what this Gumi said some time ago on the Guardian News. He said, allow bandits to guard our forests for peace to reign, Sheikh Gumi says. Allow bandits to guard our forests. So you tell me you don't know the people that are brain behind those bandits, those Fulani killer headsmen? Let me read another one by Pantami, the former minister. Listen to what he said on People's Gazette. He said, Boko Haram terrorists are our Muslim brothers. Shouldn't be killed like pigs, Minister Pantami said. Boko Haram terrorists are our Muslim brothers. Do you hear? Let me read what the Sultan said. The Sultan is the one that is the head of Makban. The Sultan is the head of Mayati Allah. So the Sultan can stop this genocide, this killing, just what happened day before yesterday in Kano. They can stop it. Listen to what Sultan said. You fight Almighty Allah when you fight Boko Haram, Sultan of Sokoto. You fight Almighty Allah when you fight Boko Haram. Now, these are the people. And now they are spreading the news around the north that, oh, it is war against Muslims. It is no war against Muslims. The people that are being massacred or killed as Muslims in the far north are people who resist these evil terrorists, evil men. So I will advise President Tinubu, align with President Donald Trump. Let them support you. Let us deal with this matter once and for all. The bloodletting is too much. All right? It's too much. No one Nigerian needs to die. Look at Chad. Chad has blocked our borders. Chad has blocked our borders not to allow these terrorists to enter. We here in Nigeria, we are negotiating with terrorists. We are negotiating. Look at the soldier that we lost now, just day before yesterday, that were escorting a member of the House of Representatives. Look at the one that happened in Niger. Look at the one that happened in Katsina. Why are we just let me use the word, going around and denying the facts? This genocide is real. I have all the documents. I can show you the site. The persecution of Christians in certain locations in the north is real. Let's not deny it. It's real. There are certain universities in the north. A Christian will not be given, the admission to study medicine. You can't build church. This is a land that belongs to all of us. You build church, they come and demolish it. You say there is no persecution. Let's not be lying to ourselves. Mudena kariyama kamu. Arewa mune da kamu. Sai ranar da muka yadda cewa zamu amshi gaskiya. Gaskiya ita ce gaskiya, kuma gaskiya guda ɗaya ce. Kashe nan da yake tafiya. Yawancin senators namu, members of the house, governor mu a nan arewa sun sani. Ko sa abin da kuke yi. Sultan ya sa abin da yake faruwa. Ya san cewa yana da iko ya siyar da wani abin da ke tafiya. Sai mu zo na muna rudin kanmu cewa America za su zo yake musulmi. Ina da kuka gani America ta yake musulmai? America tana da base ɗinta a Saudi Arabia. America tana da base ɗinta a United Arab a Qatar. America tana da bases ɗinta a kasan musulmai. Ina kuka gani? Abin da shi tona turbe ce, wayannan 'yan ta'adda za mu zo in ba gwamnatin Najeriya ba za ta yi komai ba, za mu zo mu kashe wayannan mutane. Me muke nema? Muna nema a cikin ba ana kashe mana mutane. Wani rana ne za mu yi hankali a nan arewa. Duba talauci da yake nan, duba wahalar jama'a, duba abin da mutane suke fuskanta. Sai a dan ana bar malamai suna siye akan pulpit, akan magari, suna ta maganar banza kawai. We are ne kaza, nonsense. Nonsense. This evil, you must stop it. You must stop this evil in the north of Nigeria. Let's face the truth, okay? The life of one person, my Muslim brothers, my Christian sisters, whether it is an animist, is very important. You don't have the right to be killing people to grab their land. Right now, I want to admonish the government of Nigeria, all the communities that have been, the people have been sent away and the terrorists are living there. Go and prove to Nigerians that you're ready to clean up. Those villages are occupied by the terrorists. You know those places. Let's stop lying to ourselves. Let's stop lying to ourselves. And I want to admonish every Nigerian. We must all stand with one voice. The killing of Christians is not glorious. The killing of Muslims is not glorious. But we must face the fact. We must face the fact. All of these Islamic clerics that are fueling more fire, deceiving people with deception, we must close them. Nigerian government, you know them, go after them, cut them, and then these things will come to an end. They are breeding wickedness and they are breeding terrorists in the form of Al-Najri. Why the moderate Muslims will not be allowed to survive. The moderate Muslims will not be allowed to stand. If they do anything, they come after them and kill them. We must stop this. And you, government, you know it. You have the list with you and you know what to do. And so I call on Nigerians. On the 29th, we shall gather in different locations and pray and lift up our nation. And we are calling Donald Trump, don't slow down. Whatever it's going to take you to push along with the government of Nigeria, please do it. It is for the safety of humanity. It is for the safety of humanity. I feel pain for the number of soldiers we are losing every day. I feel the pain. Soldiers that are ill-equipped. Soldiers that don't have all it takes. And then they will go all over the place lying and deceiving people. Nobody can deceive us. This country, God gave it to us. This country, God gave it to us. And we must make sure we rescue Nigeria for the sake of the future generation. God must be glorified. Whether it is Christian, Muslim, or enemies, we must live well. We must live well and not allow people look at it the way they are filtering our gold. Do you know the amount of gold they are taking out in Zamfara? Do you know the amount of minerals that has been taken from Borno? Do you know the amount of minerals that has been taken from the North Central? It is all of these politicians selling it to themselves. We better wise up. And I speak to every priest, to every real imam. It's time you stand on the right side. Those terrorists that call themselves Islamic scholars, it's time Nigeria round them up. Then we will have the peace that we not used to have. In those days, we will come back to that and Nigeria will prosper. May God bless Nigeria. May God watch over Nigeria. And may God sustain Nigeria.
President Donald Trump has issued a stark warning that the U.S. military intervention in the country could involve both ground troops and airstrikes. Now, his remarks follow Washington's designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern over alleged religious persecution and claims of genocide against Christians. Now, the genocide claim, however, remains highly contested, with some Nigerians arguing that violence from terrorist groups and communal clashes affects both Christians and Muslims. Other highlights the disproportionate toll on Christian communities, especially in the Middle Belt, as evidence of targeted persecution. Now, critics say the Nigerian government has responded weakly to the country's worsening insecurity. They accuse authorities of failing to act decisively against terrorist groups and also armed militia, allowing violence to escalate unchecked. Now, Trump's comments, though divisive, appears to have jolted Nigerian officials into a more active stance. The core questions, however, still remain. Has the government done enough to confront the crisis, or is international pressure now the driving force behind its response? Now, joining me right now to discuss this is Sheikh Gumi. Is, of course, an Islamic cleric and peace negotiator. I also have Azari Yusuf, is the former national coordinator of the Middle Belt Patriots. Gentlemen, thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to have you.
All right. Sheikh, let me start, of course, with you. And I would start this conversation by reading, going back to the tweet made, or the post on social media, that is, made by the United States President Donald Trump. I'll read just part of it. According to President Trump, he, in his words, has described the country, that's Nigeria, as a country of particular concern. he wrote quite a couple of things, which of course has ignited conversations around the safety of Christians. Now, this particular sect group. Now, the tweet goes this way: Christianity is facing an existential threat in Nigeria. Now, thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. Of course, this has ignited conversations around the genocide of the Christians, in the country. So I want to ask you, Sheikh, is this the true, for you, does this reflect the reality of Nigerians?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Dapo, for inviting me to the hot topic of the hour now. This allegation is false. It's a misrepresentation of reality, and I'm sorry to say it's also mischievous. A country.
Sorry, just to be clear on that, you said the allegation by the President of the United States is false and also a misrepresentation of reality.
And also mischievous.
And mischievous. Why is that?
Yeah. Because America knows about Nigeria probably more than what we know. They know everything. What is now the Boko Haram Commission by the government has proven that Americans used to ferry guns to Boko Haram. And recently, the retired Chief of Defense Staff said there is no way that international community is not involved in Boko Haram in the Eastern Theater, the Northeastern Theater, because for 15 years the army has been battling them. Let me tell you what happens. Boko Haram comes in jeeps and loaded with anti-aircraft gun. The anti-aircraft gun has a higher range and more destructive power than a machine gun. Our soldiers don't have that. They are fighting us with anti-aircraft. From a kilometer, they will devastate our post. So who is arming them? Who is arming them with these anti-aircraft guns? This is how they kill our soldiers. They are fed it to them. And now, in fact, the committee said they thought it's France, but now they have realized it is America by confession of Congress members. So what are they coming to tell us? These people, liars, they tell a lot of lies. This is how they did in Iraq, and this is how they did even Gaza recently, fueling a genocide, then coming to disturb Nigeria. Why Nigeria is different from all other places? Here, any small thing can trigger a real, true religious conflict and clash. Just you can imagine from the reaction, the polarization of Nigeria, whereby most of the Muslims were against this irresponsible statement from Trump, and a lot of Christians, especially in the social media, the young ones, they are supporting him. So we're having polarization. What more if bombs start dropping on Nigerians? A small thing can trigger mayhem, the real one. So what we are trying to avoid, trying to pacify people, going in there. I myself in a committee during the last Kaduna State regime, we have a House of Kaduna family. It's composed of clerics from both sides. We go to southern Kaduna, see the destruction there and see the fight there, trying to pacify, meeting with all of them, gathering them together, bringing peace to them. In fact, southern Kaduna now is peaceful. That's the hotspot. Plateau now is peaceful. Benue is peaceful. So why is Trump nosing into?
Sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt you. You said that Plateau is peaceful, Benue is peaceful, but there have been records of attacks lately.
When last did you hear about an attack? When last?
So for you, according to you, it's those states are peaceful.
When last did you hear of an attack? When last? The government is working very well.
All right. Let me.
Kaduna. Look, Kaduna Abuja Road used to be the den of kidnapping. Now you can go freely even in the night.
Anyway,
so things are improving. As things are improving now, this man will just come and try to steer a problem with us even in Nigeria.
Anyway, for Plateau State, for instance, sorry to interrupt you. I mean, Riyom, there was an attack recently in Riyom. So, I mean, Yelwata, even though we know that it happened even recently, that was in terms of weeks back, I mean, in Benue State. So, I mean, to say that these areas are peaceful, for some Nigerians, they might just feel that, this, of course, might not be, might be a bit out of place. But maybe I should just give you 30 seconds before I bring in my next guest. 30 seconds to respond.
Let us not be microscopic in our analysis of what is happening in Nigeria.
It's microscopic.
On the macro level. Things are getting better. The government is doing well to pacify all warring factions. What is happening in the Middle Belt is a clash between two clans. Those who claim to be residents and those who claim to be settlers. This is the clash between them, fighting over land. They are not fighting because of religion.
All right. Thank you so much.
Religion in it. You see, it will widen the scope. And if it widens the scope, Nigerians, Muslims, and Christians started killing themselves. We don't achieve what we want to achieve.
All right, Sheikh Gumi, thank you so much. Let me bring into the conversation Zari Yusuf is the former coordinator of the Middle Belt Patriots. He joins virtually also. Zari, great, of course, having you. Your reaction to some of things that have been said, but I would also direct the same question to you, where, of course, Nigeria has been designated, according to President Trump, a country of particular concern, citing killings targeted at a particular faith. Does this reflect our reality?
Why unity? I'd say to you that indeed that reflects the reality in Nigeria. That is a welcome development, and that is not new or unexpected. It's something that is long overdue. To start off, I'd say to you, frankly, what appears to be mischievous in the world of the cleric would be the denial of a Christian genocide. As a matter of fact, I know you would likely have been taken aback when he said Benue is now peaceful, Plateau is peaceful, Southern Kaduna is peaceful. Of course, we understand the notion of peace is relative to a large extent. But going by the history of Nigeria, at least in the last 2 decades, we can very much draw a clear line between what is peaceful and what is not peaceful. You are dealing with a situation where, let me even start with a certain point. How did we get to the CPC list in the first place? It is simply because it is not just because there are attacks on innocent people, innocent civilians who are armless, but it's simply because there is a certain attitude with which the government responds to attacks. Throughout General Muhammadu Buhari's regime, especially when it was in Benue, there was hardly an attack where the presidency will not give a statement that looks like excusing, the attack, telling the people, cede your land so that, the Fulani would build ranches and all of that. The people have followed this pattern over, you can't argue with a pattern that has proven itself for about 2 decades. This is a clear case of an Islamist militia that is basically targeting Christian communities and sacking them. If it is a matter of land, is it only the Fulani people that have lived in other people's land in the Middle Belt? Do we not have Calabar people? Do we not have Yoruba people? Do we not have people from the south? Do we not have Igbos? Why is it only from one end? And if it is a battle over land, say crisis for instance, why is it only that one particular group is strictly composed of Muslims, they are sophisticatedly armed, and they are always killing the other groups who happen to just be agrarian people living their lives, and they just turn out to be Christians. So the idea of putting Nigeria on the CPC list reflects the truth of it. It is not as if somebody woke up in the morning and met a group of people living peacefully and then decided, let me bring in misunderstanding to them. Of course, he has been dismissive of the reality on ground, saying he doesn't want a scenario where Christians and Muslims will start killing each other. There is no such scenario. The only scenario we have are armed Islamic terrorists that have been killing Christians for almost 2 decades. So what exactly are we talking about? And what exactly are we afraid of being put on the CPC list? I remember the statement is that if the government will not take the responsibility of ending these killings, then of course the international community has a legal and a moral responsibility to step in. Wherever there is a genocide, you don't need the permission of the government of that country.
Now, I'm coming back to you, Sheikh Gumi. Let's quickly look at our approach in tackling insecurity as a nation. This, of course, has been festering for quite some time. We've seen, and that's years, I'm talking about years here. We've seen different approaches. You've also been very much, what I call it, involved, particularly when it comes to the issue of banditry and this terrorist. I mean, you've been consistent in a way, talking about dialogue, rehabilitation, and even amnesty for the repentant, terrorists, which I just want to put this to you and ask you, from your perspective and what you've seen and experienced, why does it appear that like we're moving in circles?